Come at you again tonight with another fun throwback review. This time of none other than the Toys R Us exclusive GDO Megatron. This guy was based off a Hunt of the Decepticon bludgeon mode, and really loved that bludgeon samurai aesthetic. And it fits Megatron here. This has got his G2 tank colors, but with the Hunt for the Decepticon mold there. I love the tempo, the Decepticon symbol in the front bumper there, the purple, the use of the orange and what have you there. Spin us around to the back here. Just really a top-notch tank mode for Megatron. Megatron can't be a gun, so they're going to make him a tank, and that's what they did in G2. He has a tank turret swivel, if I remember this correctly, his tank turret will swivel, this guy will swivel around. That's about the end of that and the articulation of that. I think he can do it the full 360. There is no up and down due to transformation of this guy. Nice ratchet joint there for the tank. And it's over time it just kind of bent the thing. This guy was stuck to my Space Case Generations Target exclusive figure. So I got these guys out of Stasis, cleaned them up, and getting ready to transform this guy into his awesome looking robot mode. He is another one of those that it was like $19 when I found him in retail, and there's a cloud version of this that's like $99. It was insane, like exclusive cloud Megatron. The Starscream that was the Blitzwing mold, that same cloud stuff was really cool, and I found that on discount along with the Brawn Prime Bulkhead mold. It was Bulkhead's body with Brawn's head, and I did splurge and get those two because they were cheaper, like I said, but this guy was always right up there at $100, so the mold's awesome, but it's not $100 awesome. Anyway, let me get this guy into robot mode, and we will finish off this quick review. And to finish off GDO Megatron Toys R Us exclusive, here's his robot mode. It's just exactly like the bludgeon mode, except for this is no longer a bludgeon head. It's clearly a Megatron head. His G2 self and lightness through the bludgeon armor from Hunt from the Decepticons. I like how in the details here on that bludgeon it was a skeleton kind of aesthetic throughout. You see the skeleton even in the leg pieces. Those were part of that other play feature that came with the Hunt Decepticons, where you turn to pieces and you can see the little inner workings, pivot and move or whatever. I can't remember what that subline gimmick was. It was a neat little added feature. Oh, MechTech or something like that. Some gearage. Anyway, like how this got a samurai armor going on here and stuff. The other really cool thing about this mold is you had these little two spots here, and transformed it for the first time back in the day, like when it was bludgeon. It was like, man, what's going on here? But if you do spin him around, and I'll show you off the details there, and like that G2 green is just showing through and through. And then there's his stuff. He had some really big heavy back kibbly going on. But the really cool feature about this guy was the fact that you could take this out of its tank turret. He had a full-blown samurai sword stuck in there that you can put in his hand and pose and stuff. The other cool thing is that you can take this whole back assembly and pull on it and reveal another play feature with another little MechTech-like gimmick, and it pops up another samurai sword. So you had a couple of samurai swords there in his back that when you take and pull this out, if it'll pull out and not break on me. I can't seem to get it out on camera. I'm not going to fool with it because I got it in there for a reason, but like they would take and store right here is where the samurai sword would go alongside of that. And he just looks like an all-around awesome bad to the bone Megatron. The other thing that this kind of throws to, but the tank turret was on this side, is that Armada Megatron had that going on. Again, this is a quick review of a guy that was in Stasis, stuck to my Space Case Target Generation exclusive. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. Something about the tank treads here kind of got tangled up with Space Case over time and whatnot. nothing got spilled into the cases as I put them in rough totes. So I'm just thinking they had a chemical reaction between them, and they didn't like each other too good, so one melted the other. But this is GDO Megatron, Voyager class, Toys R Us exclusive. He ran like $20 back in the day, probably more than that now. It was exclusive at Toys R Us and no more. Great figure, great mold, a lot of fun and playability. If you like this video, make sure to, like always, like, smash, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications of my future videos as I lay him down and try to get him into some sort of cool samurai like pose. But definitely check out the other video reviews so you don't go and break this guy when you do get him in the hand and change him. This is again GDO Megatron, and I will talk to you guys later.